people, handsome gents, welcome to the show. My name is Star Habibs. Call me the Emperor of Showbiz. Right about now, it is the campus showing, streaming live on UTC Media every single Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday at exactly 10 a.m. Today in control I have Solomon over there, and Henzi is my producer. And guess what we are talking about? We are talking about the campus, the trending stories that are around campus. Anywhere, just tell us your campus, we shall tell you what's happening there. Today we came around with a vast of news, and you know what is happening at Mackay University. You wanna know what's happening at IUEA. You wanna know what happened at Nkozi. Oh my god, we got mob lineup for you. And don't forget, if you're from Mackay University, we managed to host one of your students leader in the building, and he's going to be telling us what's up at campus, how is politics diversing at campus, different campuses, and how is he doing with the leadership, balancing it with books. Of course, he even authored a book called Communicating. So ladies and gentlemen, keep it locked on the show. Now, starting from Mackay University, as I told you, there is a school called Gender Mainstreaming Doctorate. That's the School of Gender and Women Affairs. It's going to organize what we call sexual harassment dialogue. And then why they are organizing this dialogue, we managed to have an interview with one of the doctorate over there, though he did want to be on the camera, and he told us Mackay University has been there championing against sexual harassment for more years. That's why even they had to make this school in existence at the campus. So, and this time around, we are in COVID time, where more students, especially girls, have been sexually harassed, either in campus or outside over there. So they are bringing this dialogue to enlighten, sensitize, and motivate those girls maybe that who might be harassed to go and seek for justice. So the show is going to happen at school, food science and technology auditorium. That's at Mackay University this Friday, starting 9 a.m. till 1 p.m. So my producer is going to show you those the log or the graphics of the show. So they are calling upon everyone that would like to be part of this event, please to participate, and there is a number over there. And for more details, you can check UTC Media, because we shall be enlightening all information about this same event. And apart from that, remember, this same university organizes what we call 241. 241 is an event that hosts all other universities to come around and share the ideas through music, art, and drama on how they can cap down sexual scandals at the university. As you seeing the picture, that's Mackay University. Then the next picture is the graphics. Apart from that, we managed also to croak down and move to Kansanga. I don't know why this university is making a lot of headline these days, but whatever it is, we shall have one of their members, that's IUEA, International University of East Africa. This university is like on its 8th year in existence, but the way it's doing things, man, I don't know. Because recently it just won an award from the government of Uganda. The award is called 9th Visionaries of Uganda Award, and the award was about online teaching. Yes, Online Teaching International University of the Year. It was crowned to International University of East Africa. Now, this is what happens. When we came into COVID, most universities, most institutes, most schools had to embark the digital transformation. So the University of IUEA embarked this with more enthusiasm. So at the end of the year, when the government was awarding those people that are doing very well when it comes to education and online, it managed to be number one. checking on their Twitter handles, I had the university say they are honored to have this award. Of course, it was presented by Honorable Jessica Lupo, was on the event. You will see the pictures. It also went into news. Some newspapers wrote about the institution. Then we managed, we are going even to go further and look for the vice chancellor of this same university in our next episodes of the campus. We talk to him, how is he doing it, because you know, whether COVID or not, education must go on. That's the event. That's how they are gaining their award, they are receiving the award. The function was so late, you see, it's corporate. So if in case you would like to look for any campus you like to go to, just check on us. We are the campus, and we show on UTS Media every single Tuesday, Wednesday and Thursday. We shall give you all the details, any campus of your choice, because you tell us your campus or where you're gonna go, and then we'll let you know what's happening there. Apart from that, we also managed to hook up on Nkozi University. People call it Nkozi University had its Freshers Ball. Freshers Ball is this event that welcomes new students at the campus. So it happened over there. It was attendance was by invite. Yeah, a few people attended, but all we got to know from there, we know that MC Olo, my brother from another station, was over there hosting the show. Quexi came around, Victor Rose, DJ Kibbs, and the theme was come experience Nkozi vibes. So whatever was at Nkozi, it was a vibe. They went ahead to crown their Miss Fresher and Mr. Fresher. Now, any university or any higher institution of learning, they will go ahead and make these events such that to inertia students into the campus life and tell them, man, here you've grown up, you can go and enjoy, you get yeah, the photos are coming at Nkozi University, because Mr. Nkozi Freshers, Miss Nkozi Freshers, well, the photos were taken and we have them. And then I managed to talk to the guild. The guild is called Cassius David. Cassius David told me the event is always organized by the guild government, like the government into power at the campus. That's what you call the guild council, guild government. It's always organized by the guild government. And this time round, since it was COVID, but they couldn't postpone the event because students wouldn't feel that maybe they are at campus, so they had to go on and do the show. Though the invite was just a few members who were responsible, and maybe they had to follow the SOPs. I'm told Missy Nkozi was crowned to Serena. So if you're Serena, shout outs to you. For you girls who studied with Serena, she's now Miss Nkozi. You can go have autography with her. My producer is laughing at me, man. That's how it is, yeah. And Mr. Nkozi was Jason. So Jason, if you have a girlfriend, please come out and say I have a girlfriend. And girls shouldn't come for you, because some boys over there at campus are single and girls will be running to you. But anyway, take care of your life. We love you, Nkozi. We love you the more than even you think. So in case you are from Nkozi, would like to say shout outs to you, big man. Actually, apart from that, we also managed to talk to one of the up-raising brilliant brains we have in Uganda, and his name is Hussein Bamal. Hussein Bamal from IUEA, International University of East Africa, represented Uganda in the world competitions. Now, these world competitions, they're about ICT, and it's an event that was hosted in Brazil. So Hussein Bamal, a student from International University of East Africa. As the picture is coming on the screen, let me give you a brief details about him. He is a student of ICT at IUEA, International University of East Africa. He represented Uganda, and countries that participated were over 80 countries. In those 80 countries, students were over 1,500,000 students. So among all those students, this young giant managed to be the fourth. Did you get me very clear? Among 80 countries that participated, and then competitors were over 154,000 students. He managed to be number 4. Then from over that, when he came back to Uganda, of course, he was welcomed by the university. Some newspapers wrote about him. The university, of course, has to appreciate. But in my view, I would like you and I to talk about this achievement in length. Why? We have these brains at campus, but maybe when these students finish up their courses, they are not given a support, either from the government, from the corporate class, from the organizations, to enhance their knowledge. So, and that's a big worry, because you see, these other countries that are developing a lot, what they do when they see these brains, they come to them, they meet them, they talk in depth, they support their projects, some sponsor their projects. Because you see, it's not just him alone. There are more other students that can do that. But maybe him is lucky that he got that chance, and maybe he looked for the chance and he got it. But there are more other students who can do this. Remember, because back in days, I remember there was a student called Falcao. He was from Mackay University, a guy who initiated tear gas. Yes, innovated tear gas while he was still at campus. So what I would like us to engage in, whether you're a government, whether you are NGO, whether you are a corporate class, please come support these projects at campus. Yes, come support these projects at campus. Because we see we have more brains. Even have students who go down and think and write down their ideas, brilliant ideas. And then these ideas are just left in the libraries of the universities. And you know what happens? A foreigner from maybe any country abroad comes around, he reads through this information, he gets the information at his head, or he not sit down, they go back to their countries, and they use our knowledge to develop their countries. Man, what are we up to? Where are we studying? Because we are studying to change the future of the world, change the future of our motherland, Uganda, and the rest of the world. So please, if you're out there and you see any knowledge on this show or anywhere around campus, please go ahead and support that knowledge, because that's what we want. And promising you, one day, like next week, I will make sure at least this guy comes on the show and we talk to him. We see how he managed to maneuver all the challenges within this COVID to go and participate and represent his campus and the country. How has he helped more other students to be connected? Because we know these events always have to be there, but maybe we are the Ugandans or students at campus, we don't get a chance to be on such a platforms. So we are looking forward to do that. And in case you're over there and would like to advertise with us, we are UTS Media, and this is the campus show. You can inject in some good money and we keep it locked, because we'll reach a vast milestone of the fan base when it comes to digital world, because we are #1 in Africa. So apart from that, I would like to tell my producer to have a short breather, but when I come back, I will be letting you know about a gent called Mugambe Boris. Mugambe Boris is a student from Mackay University, and he managed to author a book. We are coming soon after this break. Yeah. Breather, as I I told you, my name is Star Habibs and you're watching the campus live and clear on UTC Media. So UTC Media is on your Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. Please follow, comment, share, and everything. And by the way, what you should also do, please come advertise with us. We are the most trusted digital platform that you can deal with. We even have more other programs that run on this same channel. We have Mama Mia, we have two ladies and a mosaic. Those guys are lead to have a global of Behold Africa, Behold Africa by two beautiful presenters. Yeah, one is a she, another one is a he, and they are well off, they are more informed. So we have the rise of comedy, we have Howard, more shows on this same channel that are booming. So you all need to do, keep locked to we the UTC Media for any fun, for any information on our social handles. We always give you latest updates before other media stations got to see about them. Actually, we get the information for them, they make them news. Now, as I told you before we had that short breather, we're having a visitor or guest, and his name is Mugambe Boris. And Mugambe Boris is right here with me, and let's do this, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching the campus. We are UTC Media. You can follow UTC Media on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. Please, you can share, comment, and like. My name is Star Habibs, and I'm the host. Today, I'm glad I'm hosting one of the students leaders from one of the greatest universities, that's Mackay University, and we know it's going to host its 100 years mobilization event. So welcome to the show.
Thank you so much. I'm happy to be hosted by UTC Media. I'm glad that I'm here. Thank you. Well, the gentleman is called Boris Mugambe. He's a final year student of industrial and organizational psychology. He's an author, he's a student leader, and a passionate youth. Yeah, I can say.
Okay, Mugambe Boris, being a leader at the university has attracted more of national politics into campus politics. You know what I'm talking about. But as the campus, we'd like to know the narrative about that. Is it of more good or harm?
Yeah, I must say that the intervention of the national political parties, but it's one situation whereby it's not yet being exploited so well. Somehow, somewhere, different universities have set limitations in a way that students feel not so free to identify themselves with those particular political parties. But I must say that the political parties have tried to be flexible. They try to support the leaders who openly identify with their values, and yeah, of course, I cannot say that it's at 100%, but the intervention has seen more good than harm. So it's something that we could probably call in the stakeholders to ensure that the space is so free for everyone to occupy it and do their job.
Yeah, talking of that, I would like to confirm one of my inside investigator, the other side of Mbarara, notified me after they arrested one of the candidates that was in the wrestling guild. And on that university is called BSU, that's Bishop Stewart University.
Yeah.
And then when I was trying to get in touch with the students, they told me strictly the institution doesn't allow students to use the national parties at the campus. But one of the students had become a flag bearer of some party, and he was in the race. So, and then doing that, and at the end of the day, the guy was arrested. But it is alleged that he was carrying chaos. So should we say that the chaos among students would limit the administration of different universities to stop them from identifying with the national politics, or the administration, they fear that sometimes this wave of politics and wind of change when it comes to leadership and politics would divert students from what's the core value that brought them to a campus, or the core value of leadership, and they go astray?
I think there is a misinterpretation of the situation because, like, when you're in campaigns, you have feelings that are aroused, you have excitement around, you have people cheering. So there is no how you can allow in campaigns and you don't expect people to be excited and isolate with identify with their leaders, potential leaders. So I think there is a misinterpretation of this situation, and somehow somewhere they are considering one side of we are allowing campaigns but want you to campaign when it's all calm, when it's all silent. Come on, it even didn't happen during the national politics. People had to disobey the regulations that were set against COVID-19. So there is no how you expect young, energetic, dynamic students to really follow that. But I think what should be done is to ensure that at least the best option should be to try and sensitize, try and talk to the students and show to them that, hey, even if you're campaigning, it doesn't need you to make noise, it doesn't need you to be at the extreme. It's something that you can handle and ensure that at least the benefits, the other objectives set aside are achieved. But I think there is no way you can separate excitement with politics. It's really hard. It's really hard.
Talking of the same issue, actually the reason why we decided to talk to you, because you see you are not vying for any post now, you are almost going on another level. Maybe we expect you in the national politics. You are going to be rational when we're discussing this. When you talk of a university like MUBS, Mackay University Business School, for them most of their candidates that in the race, they urge for negotiations. They have political parties and they allow them to operate at campus, but more of their mindset is negotiations. And actually talking of that, they have a political party called UID. That's a Youth Wing for Democratic Party.
Yeah.
Yes, it has been there for just 10 years, but in those 10 years it has won 8 consecutive terms. They have just lost twice to FDC. You have Mackay University, the mighty Mackay University. They have had the elections, but most of them there is always chaos, independent, maybe this wave of the new party, this party, the other party, and what. And you find actually at Mackay University, I have never had anyone from the yellow side winning the race. So isn't the administration so attached about that? Are they concerned?
I think there is also a misperception by the public. I don't think it is. There's a way how the public has always attached chaos to the university. But in my own words, I think Mackay University, with its setup, the students are assertive. They know what they want. They know how to get what they want. They know how to try and agitate for what they want. So I think the point here is how much are the students at MUBS, how much are the students at Mackay University assertive to enjoy their rights, to have the best for themselves. And I think also the history of these institutions also determines a lot. If it's MUBS, we must also not forget about history. What's their history? How have they been? What are the trends during their campaigns? You have a Mackay University where we have read in history that a certain guild president did this in order to gain popularity and maybe to go through and have that position. So the history sometimes motivates students to act the way how they act, which the public somehow misinterprets to be chaos and all that. But I think it's just about being assertive and ensuring that you enjoy the moment, as young people. Yeah.
Okay, talking of that, of recent we've seen the trend turning to be the women empowerment. Mackay University, the current guild president right about now is Shamim Nambasa, who is a female, and the current guild president at UCU is also a lady. So is there a new wave of power from males to females?
On that note, I want to congratulate Her Excellency Shamim Nambasa. Congratulations upon your victory. Like you stated it, I think the world is starting to appreciate the efforts that different civil society groups and government and all other stakeholders have always invested in ensuring that there is equality for the boy and the girl and the men and the women. So I don't want us to look at it as if it's a contestation between the gentlemen and the women. I think it's time for us to appreciate that, yeah, the people are starting to know that whether you're a female, whether you're a man, you can come up and and do something. So the point here is to appreciate the changes and how people are trying to allow in the different spheres of life to take shape. Yeah, so where it might be a wave, like how we saw different things coming up in different spheres, talk about football, music and what. So it could be a trend, but I think it's a positive trend that we need to appreciate than you know, criticizing those people. And of course we support them so that they be the best. In psychology we say, there's a research that talks about women being singled out to be good leaders who can multitask, who can listen, who can be empathetic. So I think the point here is support them and see how best they can rise and do the job.
Yeah, talking of that, women into leadership and something, but most of those women, if you go deep in psychology, I will tell you masculinity, and when that masculinity over exceeds, also becomes bad. So
yeah, true.
Yeah, that's social psychology, I hope. Yeah. Anyway, we wish them the best and we want them to be there on top. But the reason why I asked about that, I wanted us to stick on the other issue of politics, national politics, into campus. You say we've seen some leaders being nurtured at the campus or at different universities, and when they move from there, they go in national politics, they do well. I will give you an example of Nyanjula Doreen. He was a student leader at Makerere University under FDC and later on joined national politics, and she's the current deputy speaker, deputy mayor. Yeah, deputy mayor of KCCA, and this is the second term in office. We've seen of recent Honorable Adeke doing so. We've seen even KG was nurtured at Makerere University by UID, Uganda Young Democrats, and later on changed into NOP.
Yeah.
Because of WEV, and he's currently the MC3 chairperson at Makerere University. So these universities that are non-partisan, don't you think they are limiting the capacity or the nurturing of these students into the national politics? Because we are the youth and we are the future of the politics or leadership of this country.
Yeah, I think I agree with you on that. In a way that the setup of the university, it's an environment where you're supposed to have all your freedom to try out different things here and there. So I think to the institutions that are limiting students to probably side with their preferred political inclinations, I think they're only looking at that aspect in one direction, you know, not considering the fact that when these people identify with their political parties, they learn a lot, they get exposed. You never know where tomorrow might send them to. So I think I agree with you. We need to continue pushing, we need to continue engaging, like you said, so that we show to them the other side of the story, that you can identify with your political party when you stay at the university, but still continue to be a student and still continue to be a law-abiding citizen. So I think we are losing a lot, especially at those institutions that limit students from identifying with their political parties.
Yeah, actually talking of that same issue, here at campus, by the way, though it's politics, I would like us to focus more on leadership. And when it comes to leadership, even people from other spheres of life, you can be a policeman, but this time around, we don't have people who come to nurture students from the universities, come and join the forces. People who are maybe in business world should be coming at the grassroots, actually especially at the universities, and you nurture these students, because they have gotten the theory part of it, but they need the practical part of it. So that's why I was so inquisitive about that issue, that we needed some advice from these people who are already in the field to come at the campus of different universities, and they do what? They nurture these students, they give them a piece of wisdom. Because we need to be active when it comes to world life.
Yeah, I think that is supplement on that. I think it's high time that we change the narrative. We have always had this time when students are sent to do internship in different organizations and companies, but I think we need to somehow twist in how we do things. Can we have an environment where the people who are in the field are coming to nurture? Can we have the alumni of different institutions getting interested, even without these students calling them to come in? Can they find that goodwill to come and nurture the students? Because in the end, they represent their institutions, they represent what they really preserved. So I think it's a very good point, which we can try to take on, and I appreciate you for trying to identify that, and we could really advocate for it going forward.
Yeah, actually, our viewers, we are the campus, and this is UTS Media. We stream live on Facebook and Twitter and YouTube. The reason why I hosted this gentleman, Mugambe Boris, I was reading in some of the newspapers and tabloids, I found you have written a book, Telecommunicating. Telecommuting, yes, telecommuting. And when I read through the book, I came to witness the introverts, extroverts, the Zoom, the Skype, and I was what? Really? Do you have students who can write such a things? So I wanted you to talk to a person who is viewing us, or the youth out there, how best can they use your book to fit in this current situation that is at campus, because I saw your book applies any profession. So I would like to get the viewers and let them know who you are, what were you exactly meaning in the book.
Okay, thank you so much for having taken time to read in my book. The book is called Telecommuting, that's the title of the book. And I drew inspiration from what was happening. Remember, we have spent 2 years in this tricky times of COVID-19. So when we had just been sent home, everything was locked up, people were not going to work. So I saw how different organizations and government institutions and private companies were struggling to continue with work. So as a student of industrial and organizational psychology, this is a field that pushes us to do research, but basically about the human resource field and department. So I picked up interest and I had to do research about this telecommuting. So telecommuting is simply about how you can be in position to work from home, from any other place of convenience. Maybe it could be a coffee shop or a designed place away from the stationary traditional workplaces. So my idea was that since we are now hit by COVID-19 and we are trying to reduce numbers of people who are attending to work, probably we could have other people, a section of employees and workers stay home but still continue with work. And in this book, I was giving the basics of how best someone can keep in touch with the workplace, with the managers, with their supervisors, but when they are doing what is right. And it applies to all fields. You know, the world has taken, and there is an evolution, there is a revolution that is taking shape. So this book applies to even the students, that you must be prepared. If you happen to get out of school and maybe a different organization comes to you and says, we are giving you a job, but you need to work when you're away from the traditional workplaces or the permanent station, you should have the skills, you should know the basics, how you should prepare, you should ensure that you're in the best shape to continue working. So that was the main inspiration of my book, and yeah, we are trying to advocate to different organizations and companies so that we don't relax. Yes, people are being vaccinated and we are trying to heal away from COVID-19, but we don't need to relax, because this is something that we could take on permanently, and we transform as the world is moving. So I just encourage people to pick interest in buying this book. It's just 20,000 shillings, Ugandan shillings. Yeah, and you have yourself additional wisdom. Learning never stops.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Mugambe Boris. Now, talking of the book and the leadership, I would like us to know how better do you combine both? Because actually I started following you and I saw you were posting where you were playing some soccer. Somewhere. I was like, what? So you mean someone can be a student, at the same time becomes a leader, and then becomes an author of a book, at the same time plays football. Now I'd like to let your example of how your life is to a person who is watching us, more especially a campuser or a parent who is on the show, maybe a friend.
Yeah, I think I must appreciate you for hosting me, because I know at the end of this show we are going to inspire one or two students or inmates or youth out there. The most important thing is for us to realize that God gave us gifts. We were created in a way that we have gifts, those that we know about, those that we discover along the way, and those that other people let us know about. So I have always tried to identify, I've always tried to know what my gifts are. I've always tried to ensure that every time I keep pushing myself to have an additional thing I'm doing. Yeah, so that's how I came up to concentrate on soccer, you know, being academics and being leadership, because we are young, we are energetic, we can take on different things. So it would be my point of encouragement to a person out there of my age to not to limit yourself. You can do school, you can at the same time do sports, at the same time do other co-curricular activities. So that's there's no miracle about this. It's just about you knowing that you have a lot of opportunities that you can exploit, and of course going forward to exploit them, but keep it in mind that you have to strike that balance. Like I said, I know when to do sports, I know when to do my other passionate areas, I also know when to do academics. Yeah.
Okay, I also know when to cut you off, and I know when to cut myself off. So my producer Isaac and Jackson, allow me cut myself off, because it's time to cut myself off.
Sure.
Yes, for you when you see us, we are the campus.